welcome back to Clix-and-Chix. Today we are going to be discussing post-Worlds meta. So within the new modern after-Worlds, what current meta items there are right now prior to the Black Panther release set that's going to be coming out. That could change a lot. So we've got a few different categories that we went over. Obviously this is not everything, but just to kind of give a good well-rounded of some big hit pieces right now that are going on, a few honorable mentions, and then at the end of the video we're also going to do our announcement for our drawing for our winner for the Superman.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Alright, get started. You got your guy up there.
No, that was the honorable mention.
He was, but you put him up there.
It's a good starter piece.
Okay.
Honorable mention of the Timebreaker, of course, depending on how Beetlejuice goes. I think that's going to be a big hit. Him plus, you know, different bystander to KO at the end of the turn if you really want to keep BGs out there.
Now, what were you saying that he was going to be beneficial with the Beetlejuice team for?
Because he's autonomous. He's 5 points, and if somebody comes all the way back to your end to get him, I'd be happy that they get him over
Something
Beetlejuice.
else.
You know, over most of your other stuff. You lose 5 or 10 points, somebody's gonna whack them. I'm happy about that. I doubt they're gonna go out of their way for that. If they do, and your game's down to those last 10 points, that's rough. All right.
Yeah.
Start off with, you know what? I'm gonna start off with my main man, Colossus Prime. That's the Prime I picked. He was on my team for Worlds. That guy, oof, he is awesome. Being able to charge, you give him a bike and charge. He could get 14 movement with charge on the bike, and then he's up there, he moves 7 and he starts smacking somebody. You go punch somebody on that top click, you're going to be able to deal 5 damage to them after, you're going to mind control them, make them hit someone else, and then deal 5 damage. It's pretty sweet. Having him on the team with other mind control pieces, like say a butterfly, makes it even better. So yeah, his state power is huge. Really, Sarah?
I know, he's
just, yes, we have a cat now.
Yes.
Everybody, we have a cat. We've got to now.
He's making himself known. Like Diesel's on the channel.
Awesome, Sarah. Alright, so that's my first pick, is
I just want to know what you got going on.
Colossus Prime. Alright, and we're not going to fill the whole thing with primes. We don't own a couple of the good ones. So.
No, but just to give, again, a couple of rounded. So my prime was the Reverse Flash. He is actually going to be more useful to me as a sideline character than as a main character, but he's really helpful because you can put him on your sideline, cheap pricing overall, and you pick one person on the opposing character's team, and if they miss their rolls, is it like all rolls, I think, for that one attack roll, when that character attacks and misses all targets after that one attack, after resolutions, you can generate him from your sideline on his click 4. Yep. And that's great. He can only attack that one character for the remainder, but I mean, that's still fantastic for you to be able to generate him and follow that one person. You want to pick somebody worthwhile that you can stay in their face no matter what. And
you can.
All for missing one round of full attacks, you get to generate him. And he's decent. I mean, he's got the hyper time, he's got the hypersonic speed. Like, you can't beat it. He gives you extra probs and... Yeah.
Does he have shape change on the dial?
He does have shape change, yeah.
Is that where it is?
No, he's got shape change traded. And then he has...
Shape change on the lower half of his dial, he does.
Yeah, traded. And then he's got super senses. Oh, yes, he does have shape change itself, too, but he's got it traded with the probs for the first part, too.
Oh, he does, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. But yeah, not all in all, he's a
so
pretty
he's
good guy.
got shape change traded with super senses for the first part, and then after he loses that, he still has shape change itself.
Yeah, which is awesome.
It's great.
Double rollouts, always the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
so that was my pick.
Not a bad first pick.
What do you have?
I think I'm gonna go to another person that I put on my team. My Butterfly. Butterfly is a clutch piece. That guy, he is going to be awesome. Characters that are 50 points roughly, 40 to 50 points are what you're going for. 50 is the ideal amount, right? Because that's how much he gets for him. swapping out to that butterfly, you know how many times I tried so many times. It was I'm going to put in Major Logan. Okay, all right, because they had Major Logan on there too. You got to put Major Logan in, keep those pluses stacked against each other. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, I don't need Major Logan this round. They don't have super senses. They're not rolling too many rollouts. I could go with a different piece like Mern because they have perplexes. So that is a great piece to use your sideline up. With that being said, there are other things going on the sideline now. So the sideline is becoming a very impactful. We've got all kinds of other pieces for it, and we'll probably talk about them.
Yeah, I think we will talk about a few.
I will say that the mind control from the butterfly, whoever the butterfly swaps into, works really well with Colossus. Being able to say, you got Battle Fury, sorry, still gonna do it from a range. I'm gonna stay back on my side of the map, stay alive, and hit you with a butterfly swarm. Punch. I'm punching through the butterfly swarm. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I love it. I think that's one of the cool parts. I did it a couple times at Worlds along with the Colossus. I actually was able to flip the Colossus, to flip the mind control card to where I did my stack of 5 damage to somebody, and then on top of it, I was able to deal another 5, and it was against another Colossus, which came in very helpful.
Yes, because they are hard to whittle down, so getting all that damage off that quick is great.
But the game was so quick, it was 50 minutes, we got like 3 or 4 rounds in total, and I still didn't KO Colossus. She didn't even heal him. That was crazy. She didn't even heal him, she healed King Arthur. I almost killed King Arthur. So yeah.
So close.
That's it for my
That's another
second ruler of the bunch.
I think I will go with Constantine next. He's been a good one. He is really, I've not actually played him yet myself. I've played against him more than once, and he is a thorn in your side when you have to go against him, which is why I say that to have him on your team is great. To be able to do the, you get probs and outwit on him traded, plus you're getting mystics for any time they do actually hit him, but then on top of that, him being able to nullify probs across the board is really helpful, and shape change.
No, he does outwit within lines.
Sorry, I was thinking of Wally West, because it's, that's who I've had to deal with yet again, going against him more than once. Yes, but still, being able to control the probs on the board is huge. We actually played a game at our game store just this past week to where, I wasn't going to call you out for it.
Then don't.
But he didn't use the rules right, and we both failed on not reading the card, but we've learned our lesson after, and we know better for next time. But even still, I mean, having the ability to control the probs on that board to where somebody else can't use that. I had 3, if not 4 at certain points, probs on my team, and they were nullified. Because I was spending my entire time trying to take him out, and of course he's doing really good at maneuvering him and hiding him, and I mean that changes the way that the game works if you're not able to do that. So it's a really big deal, and I mean being able to control something like that is going to affect a lot of people in a really positive way if he is on your side.
Oh yeah.
Or negatively if not.
I gotta say, for me, he is, when using Butterfly, he is somebody I'm tempted to do a swap out with.
Ooh, that would be good.
Because it's, I see you've got a lot of probs on your team. You're playing against King Deadpool and Elsa, and throw him up there. Sorry, you're not gonna be eating those pizzas right now for your probs.
You're not gonna be eating those pizzas.
You're gonna be eating them to heal one.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So, here's your piece. Alright, let's see. So that was one of your... you know what? I'm going to flow right into it.
What you got?
Deadpool Hitmonkey. So Deadpool Hitmonkey, just going to look at it real quick, make sure I remember everything.
I know.
So he's a meta figure for those assassin teams.
Yeah, I got you.
And of course, we don't have a full assassin list because we don't have a talent straight away for him. And, you know, with Talon on board as a prime from Notorious, they make a huge, very powerful set. Like, they are...
Putting those two together.
Yeah. I think Assassins can see a huge uptick. I mean, when they nerfed Kong, which, you know, I wouldn't say nerfed, but put him back down to a reasonable level to where higher point characters deal damage to him. Things like the assassins became viable. It's like, oh hey, look, assassins, rulers, monsters, mystics, all of them are viable right now. It's huge. I think animals are going to be huge too now.
I was going to say, with the Masters of Time, animal, and future some, but I see a lot more past than future.
Past is definitely.
Past is huge, animal is huge. Like, those are some other ones that are really recently coming back up. Pilot is another one that comes up in there a few times, but not as often as the animal or past as far as the useful people, but it's still going to come back around, I think.
Yeah, he is very powerful because, one, he's got the duo attack, right? He makes 2 different attacks.
Yeah.
The other thing is that he increases your attack and damage whenever someone else hits the target that he's already hit, so it's pretty powerful.
That's nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, he also, on the back here, says he's got Safeguard Opposing Probs, which is his damage power, which he has most of his dial.
Yeah.
Really powerful. Ooh, opposing characters with a target token can't use shape change. So you can target somebody specific with shape change, but you know, not everybody's gonna have shape change on their team. So it's
situational.
Yeah, which I am not a fan of anything that's situational. If your entire game plan goes off of what if my opponent does that, not a good build, because that you're leaning too heavy on what someone else brings. That's no fun. Making a list just to take down someone else's list. So yeah,
something that's going to be pretty universally.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well used.
All right, who's your next one?
We haven't done an object yet.
Ooh, she's gonna do the first of the objects.
And I was like, where did my piece go? The broadsword. And I haven't used this one as much, so I'm gonna use the card first.
Go ahead.
So it is an equipment, of course, that you can put on with the Green Lantern. So this is gonna come into play with the new Green Lantern set, or Lantern Corps. Yeah, the Lantern set coming out. You've got people like Green Man that's able to use stuff like that. So its effect, Blaze Claw's Fangs, if they have the Green Lantern Corps keyword, they can use it during ranged attacks. And they modify defense +1. So I think that that's going to be a really good one. Okay. It's like, what was on the back?
It's nothing.
It's just talking about object cards. So yeah, but with the lanterns, I mean, you've got stuff like Green Man that's coming in really clutch right now. Yeah. There are a few other Green Lantern ability people that are out there that you could use it with. I mean, like the Hal Jordan that's in MOT. I mean, he's nothing to write home about, but if you happen to get him on your team, he can use it. It could beef him up. He's decent. With the new Lantern set coming out, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more that's going to be coming in and make that even bigger. So I think overall it is a decent one to have around.
Okay. Well, if that's the case.
Blades at ranged?
Yeah, which is nice. Who doesn't like ranged blades?
I love blades. Use blades all the time.
Alright, so the third piece of my trifecta.
Yes.
The motorcycle. Who doesn't like the motorcycle? I mean, yes, it is 15 points, but when you give it to someone like Colossus or Major Logan, someone that's beefy on your team that doesn't have super senses and uses charge or the capability of charge, that's great. If you really need the running shot, you can. That's a toughie. I don't think it's useful as the running shot. Getting that super senses charge with +2 movement is huge.
Yes.
That is, I mean, Major Logan, he's got what? He's got, you know, if you do it as 50, you got 8 speed at that with charge, so, which is nice because he already has sidestep, so yeah, we'll talk about that after. But yeah. But yeah, I mean,
I've seen plenty of people use that. You could, I mean, we saw it used in Worlds on quite a few teams up there.
Plenty of them had it.
We've seen it used at our game store during events and stuff. I mean, it is a really useful all-around piece that you can just stick in. A couple extra points that has a really good benefit behind it for most people.
Yep.
I mean, obviously some are better to use it than others, but most people can benefit from it.
Definitely. Yeah. Well,
those are things to look out for as someone that can get advantage out of this item no matter what you're using.
Yeah.
You know, those are always helpful. Let's see. I guess I'll roll into the next one with Green Man.
Oh, gonna Green Man it.
Green
Used
Man
your sword up, now you're gonna Green Man
Yeah, I'll Green Man it. So this guy, he's powerful all the way around. I love him. But being able to throw him on at his low 30-point click, it takes very little out of your building, and he's able to do the enhancement and the outwit, and once per game you can stop somebody from using a stop click. That's huge. And he's going to get willpower off of him too, so as long as you can keep him going for a little while, you're going to have him to use.
It's once per game for that.
Yeah, once
is it
per
one
game.
Attack, right? Yeah.
It is, yeah,
You
to
may
stop
choose
this
characters
attack.
to stop this attack, which is huge.
Yeah.
That's one of those that, you know, it could see more traffic, but that part is rough because there's not that many that are going to use the stop clicks like that right now. I'm waiting to see the Black Panther set and the next set, but right now, I mean, most of these people don't have a stop click on them. I mean, the very end, yes, but we're talking multiple stop clicks, like you know, oh, what's his name, Phoenix Wolverine.
Yes.
That's a great one. Just shoot him right through those double stop
that
clicks.
guy is gonna be huge.
Yeah, that would be amazing to say, hey, here you go, deal 6 damage to him real quick, pass up those first 2 stop clicks.
Yes.
With that one attack from somebody is just huge. So we'll see. That's going to be one of those that we might see something happen with. But
I think that it's going to be
that's a
really
use
useful
case.
on that, yeah.
And I definitely would say 30 points over the full 150.
Yeah. I mean, he's not bad at his full, but to be able to add more large point useful or multiple smaller but useful things and throw him in just taking up a little bit of that space and still getting that benefit is much more worthwhile in the end. Because, I mean, he's not terrible, you know, at the larger either, but for being able to get that, I mean, you just throw him out there and it benefits you right at the end. And he has barrier. That was the other thing, the barrier.
Yeah, the barrier.
So you can sit there and...
That's something that's not being used that much right now.
It's not, but
we'll see.
We'll talk about that in a minute too.
Barrier, I mean, this guy doesn't care about your barrier. He just walks right through these things. That's why he is my go-to right now. Or what, goat. He's my goat.
That's not... No.
Greatest of all time.
Okay, fine. You do know what it means. I'm impressed.
Ha 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 ha. So I'm going to talk about... I picked up Catwoman. I'm going to talk about another one of my swap-in pieces. Yep. Mern.
God,
Mern
his figure freaks me out.
His figure's disgusting.
Oh, I hate it.
Big old tentacle thing sticking out of his mouth. That's bigger than the entire butterfly, which is weird. Ugh, gross looking.
Okay, so, moving on.
So Mern's great for when you see that perplexers across the way and you're like, sorry, you're going to have to stick with your current stuff while Mern's right there. That gives you a chance to actually walk up, hit that powerhouse, knock him down. Plus he's got PD. Who doesn't like that? It's amazing. So yeah, he's got all kinds of goodies on him, but mainly he's a good support piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have a lot to talk about on him.
No,
I mean, I know plenty of people know a lot about him. They use him a lot more than I do. My swapping is not usually Mern though.
That's okay.
I don't have as much fun with Mern.
Poor Mern.
Poor Mern, yeah, the weird looking tentacle figure. Alright, who's your next?
Dark Side.
Dark Side. We're gonna just go for it.
Yeah, I'm just going for it. Well, I'm trying to connect him. Kevin put mine on a deity base, by the way.
Excuse me.
He is a deity, I get it, but...
He's a deity.
He is a deity, so Kevin put him on the Poseidon deity base.
That is not a Poseidon deity base. That is a deity base, ma'am.
We have different opinions on this base. But anyway, so leading from Green Man to this guy is great to work in succession with somebody like Green Man. So you're getting able to do the barriers, which you can place, and then he's able to, bam, shoot right through those barriers, get that extra 2 damage off on somebody, or multiple people, depending on how you put them and who's there. So somebody like him at 30 points to combat with him, get that extra barrier, get that extra probs, get the enhancement, like all of those things. That is a good setup to go together. That's one of those reasons to throw him on at just those low points and let him carry it and give him just that little bit of support. Perfect. Yeah. This guy is powerful. I'm sure everybody knows at this point how powerful he is, but my goodness, I mean, being able to see through and move through almost everything. Like, I think the only thing is characters that he can't see through. I think that's the only thing.
Yeah, he can't see through characters.
Yeah.
Oh, he can he see through adjacency? I forget. No, he can't see
No,
through adjacency or characters.
That's the only things. But he can see through elevation. He can see through hindering. He can see
he's got
through
it all covered.
I mean, he can see through it all. Yeah, blocking all of that. I mean, he sees through it all. And then his ability for range, his ability to roll willpower, his ability to do so much heavy power damage. And then when you finally do get him down, if you're lucky, he gets to roll a d6, and whatever number he rolls on that d6, he gets to come back on that dial. It doesn't say heal. It doesn't say regenerate. He just respawns on that number that you roll.
That's
like, imagine getting him down all 12 clicks for him to come back on click 1. 11, sorry. Well, I meant like 12 to the like KO.
To the KO.
Yeah, sorry, that was what I was counting to. That was confusing. But I mean, all the way down to his KO just for him to come back potentially on click 1, and you have to start all the way over again. By that point, your team is partially depleted from dealing with him. You're like, all right, I've finally gotten him. Like, yeah, I've lost some people. Yeah, these guys are down, but I got him. No, you don't do it all over again.
Yeah.
Like, my goodness, it is rough. So that is my next guy, and if you're going against him, you hate him. But you know what? Playing him is amazing.
I'm gonna do
That thing makes him so tall.
my deity on base.
On
we got a
base.
couple Poseidon, so I got an extra deity base. I want to make sure I say this right. Exploit-6. Okay.
Now, you were mentioning to use him as a sideline character
to me,
as well.
he would be meta worthy for sideline. Being able to do that quake, do that giant reach of 6 quake exploit. That's just amazing to deal damage like that to so many different characters. I mean, him on the field for 100 points. I guess if you've got a theme for it.
Some people really enjoy him, but I just am not the biggest fan personally of him as like a team figure. A sideline, sure.
Definitely.
Like, I could see him easily being worth it on the sidelines to be able to give you those extra benefits, but I just don't think he is all that on the team. Maybe I'm not using him right. I don't know. Other people seem to really love him, but he's just not it for me.
I think he can do a number. You get the right person on there, like one of those Batman swaps. They could really do it with that quake, and then out of nowhere, just, oh my god, I just got quaked by Batman, able to do this sweet giant reach of 6 thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oof, that's the last thing.
It's rough.
With Zeus coming out, we know Zeus is coming out in the Black Panther set.
Yeah.
And his is being on the top of elevation, so.
Yeah, so I mean, they're going to go kind of hand in hand with some of that stuff, I think.
We'll see how that goes, because he's going to hit a couple characters for penetrating, I think, is what I remember. But
yeah,
right now, I think that he's worth sideline, at least.
At least, yeah.
At least trying him on the sideline if you have space open. All right.
We'll do Blue Beetle next. So this is the Prime. I guess I did have another
You
Prime.
did have a second Prime.
That wasn't sideline, I forgot. So Blue Beetle, he of course can choose an opposing character within range of line of fire and standard power. They can't use that chosen power until he chooses again. So you're just automatically nullifying one of their powers outright. That's horrible.
It's not outwit either.
No, it's not.
Nice.
I mean, it's just outright nullified. He also has, for at least the first part of his dial, that threat adaptation. So choose a standard attack power. He can use it until the next turn. So you can take that from somebody else while nullifying theirs. He's got Mystics. He's got that Annihilation field, so where you roll that d6 and you can change up his abilities there for his range.
So first, that down here,
Yes.
the attack power that he has,
It's
that
up
first
here
few
on
clicks, that you could choose any power.
Yeah, any.
And up here, you're pretty much removing a character. You're erasing them as long as you're gonna play him at 75.
Yeah.
You play him at 75.
He's worth it to do the
He's
higher
worth
on.
it because of other characters we have here.
Yeah.
80. You have to play him at 80 points, or else he gets deleted by him.
Yeah.
You've got.
Well, yeah, I mean, being
he
able
gets
to
to-
remove a character, just remove him
guy's
off the
worth
board,
less,
like
you
that's
delete
really
it.
where it's at. Like those other abilities, yes, they are great, but being able to just take somebody off the map.
Yep.
Boom.
Yeah, you'll delete off the butterfly. You'll delete off Mern. Is he? Yep. You delete off I mean, so many characters he can 1-turn delete, but you have to roll a 5 or 6.
Yes.
So that's the big catch there. So there's a bunch of combos you'd need to use to make that happen, but he's
But it's
well
possible. Yeah, I mean, 75 points, that's not a lot for what he's capable of doing overall
he
either.
is. I mean, his deletist power is amazing.
Yeah.
So, all right.
What you got?
My turn. I'm going to pull out another one that I used from my team.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome. Major Logan. He, I think, would be really good.
I'm trading it.
Oh.
I don't want this guy. You can have that now. This one.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Anyway.
So Major Logan would be really good with Blue Beetle.
Yes.
Because Blue Beetle, does it say specifically you need a 5 or 6 on the dice? Can't be rerolled or replaced. I mean, it specifically said dice, so it might not be able to do like super senses and such, but he's good with rollout characters specifically. I mean, being able to increase your rollout totals, like from a super senses to from a 5 or 6 to a 4, 5, 6, and making your opponents have a 6 only on their super senses and shape change is really helpful. I mean, I saw it. I had one game where I had him out, someone else had him as well, and I deleted his as quick as I could, and then it became, hey, watch this, I'm rolling out, but you're not.
I mean, and he was one of the ones that you said he could swap in from Butterfly too, right?
He is.
So again, there's
really
another
helpful.
benefit for him is having him on a Butterfly team.
Yeah, and you don't really want to bring him up. I mean, he's helpful enough to bring up, but he's really there as a support piece for that amazing rollout. As long as they have a character that shares a name with someone else. It's one opposing character. You know, you have to have that. So back when Scott Porter was around, those two, so that was an easy guess. But now it's, well, I got to make sure to put them on the sideline. I don't know if they'll have a character in common with me anymore. Which Mern becomes better, and same with excuse me, same with Constantine. I mean, it's like, well, do they have Perplex or Probs? I'm gonna try and shift my focus that way. So we'll see. I think that he still has
a lot of capabilities.
Yeah, he's up there on the list, but he mainly for me is a Butterfly swap out.
And also, that's just a freaking awesome sculpt.
It is. Who doesn't? I mean,
why would you not want that?
It was awesome.
Look at it.
I totally kept it because of that, and then read him later on after he started getting big. I was
like,
like,
this
oh,
is
I'm
just
gonna
awesome. I like
throw
him. You're
on
like, oh
there.
my god, he's so good.
Yeah, I didn't realize it. Yeah.
Next is a big one. So Sleipnir.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, that one is huge right now. That big guy. Gosh, he's a. So he is another one that is going to be able to work well with Darkseid. So you put Darkseid on your sideline for something like that, and then he's going to allow you to bring Darkseid in.
Yep.
And put him in just based on his abilities. So how exactly does this read? When revealing your force, choose a single base character on your sideline that's named Odin or has Asgardian or deity.
Yep.
Turn them to any click. Sleipnir can use that standard attack and damage power displayed on that character's dial, which is huge for somebody like him.
Yeah.
My god. And then, when he's KO'd before removing him from the map, generate that chosen character on your sideline on the last non-KO click. That game character can't be healed or replaced. Now, this may be something that will need clarification later because we were talking about this earlier. What he does is not healing. What he does is not replacement. He is just regenerating. He's not, or not regenerating, that's not the word. He's just swapping to another click. It's not healing, it's not regeneration. It just says when he dies, roll a d6, he comes back on that click. Yeah. So to me, and that may be something that they'll errata later, but right now, this is something that I don't think applies to his ability and to where you can bring him back on his non-KO, they kill him, and then he can respawn potentially all the way up to dial 1 and start over again, which is huge for somebody like him to be able to bring something like that in. I mean, even on his last click, being able to use the abilities that figure has and then even bring him in after to do some sweet damage is well enough, but to potentially have that second go round with him is like a deal breaker.
For Sleipnir, though, you want to put him on his close combat click. That's where it's at, unless you really need that outwit.
And I don't think so. I think that doing him on his lower dial.
Oh yeah, his 60-point range. That's where you always put him. But I'm saying for dark side, you use the powers
I see
from
what you mean.
dark side. Dark side gives him close combat expert and super strength. This horse is punching hard. And
He's kicking. Horses don't punch, Kevin.
This isn't even a horse. Look how many legs it has.
Well, he is still a horse.
Of course.
He's still a horse.
Okay, are you done with your turn?
Now I am. I can't do anything with you.
Alright, so I'm going to put up...
Give me my horse, of course.
I'm going to put up Predagaton. Predagaton here, you only play him at the 20. No reason to play him higher than that, right? He can really mess with the opposing characters. Thanks.
Oh, you've been doing it the whole time. I don't want to hear you. You've been worse than me tonight. He's the culprit tonight.
No. So, you use him to mess with their starting line. Able to move 2 figures around, or 1 figure around in positioning, really goes crazy. Black Beetle does something else too, which is interesting, but I don't know if I'd play him for 75 points. It's just too costly to be able to move around to place the other person's terrain. But this guy, 20 points, and you get to have a leadership and TK, that's fine. Unless you already have leadership, then you can choose what else you want to use for him. But that is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he does have the higher clicks, and you can do that to have more time out of him, but I think even just the 20 points for getting that out of him while he lasts, keep him back and do that is great.
Yeah, I think that's where you're going to see him shine, is really being able to screw with someone else's one character. Like I did, is I put Wally West on one side of the map, way on the other side. So that's how that works. You just, sorry Wally, get out of here. I don't need you anywhere near me. So yeah. That's all I got for him. Who you gonna pick?
I'm gonna go with the good old trick arrows.
Yeah.
So you got, of course, the 2 versions of them now. I just pulled out the ones from MOT, but I think we're all familiar at this point with the other ones. Yeah. But these, I mean, they have so many options that you can pick from. I have my favorites, of course, but depending on the situation, on who you're going up against, most of these can be very useful in a pinch and being able to do some sweet stuff. Like you've got your mind control that you can sit there and do.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That one, that's a replace damage, so that's always in there as a just in case you need it, right?
Yeah. The boxing glove, I always like being able to do that one. Yeah. That's one of my...
Knock them back 6 squares, right?
Favorites. Yeah.
Man,
knock back the hit character 6 squares and increase knockback dealt by 1. So you're going to be doing it by 2. So it's basically just double knockback.
Which is awesome.
Yes. The fountain pen, you can choose that hit character and until next turn, lines of fire can't be blocked. It's not the best, but it is useful.
I think if you're not planning to go to, if you don't win map and you're not expecting like the terrain that they have, you could pick something like that.
That would be useful,
but
yeah.
To me, that's about it.
The hypnotic, of course. So instead of normal damage, choose a hit character or character adjacent to that hit character. So it even allows you to do, like, hit somebody lower and hit the one beside them. If you get somebody good like that you just can't hit on your own.
Yeah.
That character half speeds and becomes friendly to your force. Either one at a time, may in either order move and or attack in reverse forces. So it's mind control and an arrow.
But doesn't say mind control.
No, I get that, but still.
Yeah.
Stun. Choose a hit character. That hit character can't use any speed or attack powers until the next turn. Again, amazing. Situational, but there are some ones that you can really mess up with that.
Yeah, that's good for almost anything.
Yeah. The Phantom Zone. Choose a hit character after resolutions. Place that chosen character back in the starting area. That's nice.
That is amazing.
Throw them back there. And then the NTH Metal. Choose a hit character until next turn. The chosen character can't use team abilities or stop clicks. Yes, please.
Yep. Way to go.
Those are that. I think we're all familiar with them by now. And again, those are just the ones from MOT. I didn't get out the others, but they are really useful to be able to throw on there for either an extra 5 points if no marksman, or if you have 10. Sorry. But then if marksman, then you can get them for free either way, which usually would be the case for something like that.
I mean, I'm not going to go out of my way to put that on my team unless unless
No.
I've just got the 10 points for it. But it is very helpful as one of the few equipment left right now until we get, you know, some vibranium and such.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's okay. That'll work out well.
Yeah.
So, all right. Let's see what I've got next then. Ooh, I'm down to my last two. I'm gonna do Khonshu. So we do have one of the gods. And I picked, you know, the one that I've got. And the other two are good enough. But they are
Khonshu
great.
is a big one,
To me, he is the sideline you want over the arrows if you can. Just because he's got stealth and prop control. There's the other one with steel energy, which is pretty sweet if you have someone like Chthon, which is extremely helpful. But that is that's an in the air kind of thing. You knock that one character out, they're getting a ton of points. So I think that these gods are pretty awesome, but they're just so hard to get. Like
yes.
We opened a ton of bricks before we found that. So and that was actually
I was gonna say you just got randomly totally lucky on that and pulled it on a random booster you bought while you were at the game store one night.
Yeah.
So it can happen for you too.
Yeah, it can. Okay, one second. Chthon, the sideline active.
Yes, so Chthon is my next one. He is another of the sideline active people. So first of all, he is also a deity. So he also could be used with Sleipnir, just to put that out there.
He could be. That's something that could have been before. Most people aren't going to pick him.
No,
He's
but
not
I just figured
nearly as awesome as...
He's not, but I just figured I'd point that out. Like, he technically speaking could. So could Poseidon.
Yeah. So could Poseidon, yeah.
Yeah, I just said that. Oh my gosh, really?
Thank you for adjusting my thought, too.
God.
Ah, that looks good. Okay, go ahead.
That actually does look
Need
decent.
him in red.
You know? Or the deity base in black, I think, would be better, too.
Yeah.
Than this one random white base that they've made. Why are we doing that, guys? But anyway... So, sideline active. At the beginning of the game, choose a friendly character with mystical. So many options there. This game, that character modifies its combat values +1. When that character is given an action token, if they're not named Chthon, deal them 1 avoidable damage.
Yeah.
That's huge.
But still, yeah, you can...
And then also, while sideline active, when the character chosen for Elder God, Demon of the Darkhold, is KO'd, you may immediately generate Chthon from your sideline or KO area on click 1 in that square. That character last occupied. If you do, the end of the next turn, you lose the game. But
yeah, it happens. You put him out there on the last turn as a Hail Mary to get you a couple points. That's
Exactly.
all that is.
I mean, but it's something. Like you can, if you're not doing great, you can definitely get some extra stuff and just throw him out there to wreak some havoc on your way down. Yeah. Like, all right, well, we're gonna go down swinging. We're gonna go down with vengeance.
Yeah.
I mean,
you could use him with Blue Beetle. I know he's mystical, but I think Green Man is too. I wouldn't do it with Green Man. He's a little too.
John Constantine is mystical.
Yeah, those aren't. Those two aren't people that are needing to punch hard. So.
Green Man is cosmic, not mystical.
He's cosmic. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Comet is mystical.
Oh my gosh! Stop it! Oh my gosh! All right, so my last character is Catwoman, deceased Catwoman. Now she's still brand new.
She is. We got her at Worlds.
So like the others, she has that low 60-point dial, which is all you ever want. Flurry, charge, don't have speed. When she hits, you can use Earthbound Neutralize, which is interesting, and then you'll get her to start with the Whip It. Precision Strike, Giant Reach 3. When she hits, the characters will drop any held terrain markers and unequip any equipment. That is huge. I mean, I don't even care about it. Hidden for 3. She's got some blades later when she's dead, or more dead, right? And then Perplex, Shape Change, friendly characters with Batman gain Batman enemy. Batman ally gain the enemy.
So she can work with the Batman, so yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, she's a top pick for those deceased. If you can put her in a team, you know the opponent's going to use equipment, sure.
Heck yeah.
60 points, she can't be traded out for my swap.
No.
Makes it sad, but that's fine. It's still interesting and something that might be doable. At that point, though, you also have to just say, Prime Elsa too. 'Cause she can do all kinds of goodies with removing equipment, taking equipment from people, using multiple equipment, that kind of stuff. So yeah. All right.
Oh, good.
Who's your
Lastly
last?
for me is Comet. This is from the new Super Pets set. Now, this one, we've not used it as much. I'm not as familiar. So it has Pilot. When you reveal your force, you can choose a single base character on your sideline that is named Superman or Supergirl.
Oh yeah, that's why she was here.
Honorable mention here for the Supergirl.
Yeah, honorable mention.
This is a really good one to use for that because that's a great Supergirl figure in general.
Yeah.
But sideline name Supergirl or Superman, turn it to any click. Comet can use the standard attack and damage powers displayed on that character's dial. When Comet's KO'd, before moving from the map, generate that chosen character from your sideline to its last non-KO click. That character can't be healed or replaced, of course, but I mean, to be able to get her powers on him and then generate her from sideline active at the end is huge.
It is.
Huge. He's got ESD. He's got Safeguard from opposing probs. He's got Invincible, Mystics, Hypersonic, Shape Change.
Yeah.
Like, my goodness.
Versus.
And I will say, too, another honorable mention from that set, not necessarily to be used with Comet, but from that set was Cosmo. No, not
Beepo.
No. The dog.
Crypto?
Yes, Crypto.
Yeah, Crypto because it's
not Beepo. I could care less about that monkey. I mean, he's not bad, but he's definitely not my honorable mention.
Okay. Because of his leadership and his change any animals to.
His banana is opposing.
Okay. So yeah, is that
Crypto was the other honorable mention from that set because he is pretty powerful for what all he can do too. The pets in that set are really good.
Yeah.
I mean, the Beepo, oh, what was the cat's name again? Scruffy, no.
Skippo.
No,
Skittles.
Skids.
So, all right. So you've
anyway.
lost. All right. The last honorable mentions we have.
Yes, were
the big guys.
The Flash Raptor and the Super Soar.
I say they're honorable mentions, but it's more of a. I have a soft place in my heart for these guys.
Yes.
I would love for them to work. This guy at 100 points, you can knock him out within a turn. If you've got Blue Beetle, it takes almost no time at all. If you have any outwit, it takes no time for any of them. You outwit his super senses, he dies within the turn.
He's
Even
gone.
at top click, you can.
The fact that these guys are so big and so powerful, and yet they can be outwitted to reduce them to nothing.
Man,
so fast.
They just needed Kong's can't outwit me.
Yeah.
That's all that they needed, and they couldn't do that. Oh man.
But then they would be really meta and overpowered.
I mean, but 250 points is 250 points.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Kong. He's got 200 points.
Yeah.
As well, and that's what he does. I love it. I think it's great. But
yeah.
And that's it for that part. Are you ready for the finals?
Oh, yes. Okay. So I did this random name generator. That way, we did end up with 4 comments in the end. So we put those 4 people's names in, and I am just gonna tap to spin it. Will you tap my wheel, Kevin? Bloop, 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 bloop.
4 people.
Did I just touch it?
It's green. No.
Okay.
Oh. Hold on. It might go blue.
I think it's staying green.
Iron Man fan 85.
Woo woo! Iron Man fan. Okay. Oh, yeah, there it goes like that. It tells you really big. That's much easier to read. I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
Oh.
All right. So congratulations. I will reach out to you to get your info, and we will send you that Rainbow Superman.
Ooh, yeah.
And thank you all for watching, for subscribing, liking, commenting.
Definitely.
We appreciate you all, and we can't wait to do more videos. So hopefully you enjoy. Let us know if there's something else that you want to see. Let us know what you think of these pieces as meta, or if you have any other people that you think were left out, or that you would rather have on your list. I think we had 10 apiece, so this was our top 10s for us. We just kind of separated, but still. So let us know what you think, or what you would put in there. Curious to see.
All right. Well, take care, guys. Thanks
Until
for
next
watching.
time.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.